Welcome back to the DIYnanny channel. I'm here with another mini felt cake replica, and it's gonna be a little bit different this time. But before we begin, if you're new here, welcome! I'm the DIYnanny and I share DIYs, craft, and little hacks that I create in the playroom. You can check out the rest of my videos on this channel, and if you like it, please hit that subscribe button. Now let's begin. So usually on this series, and I call it a series because I think it's number 4, I think it's video number 4, I choose an Instagram account full of beautiful cakes and I pick my 2 favorites and create a mini felt cake replica. And we play with that in our play kitchen. This time, however, it's gonna be a little bit different. So I was watching a video by the Icing Artist on YouTube, and she baked a cake out of an AI design. She went on Midjourney, she put in some words, and the AI generated a picture of a cake, a beautiful picture, and she baked that, and it looks amazing. And I was thinking I can take the same design and make a mini felt cake replica out of it. Now, this is not the only thing that's gonna be different. If you watch my videos, you know that I usually make only the outside of the cake. Well, the inside is full of just soft filling because it's a play cake. But this time, the picture that the AI generated is shown with a piece cut out of the cake, and the inside is just so beautiful. And obviously when she baked that, she baked the inside, she put layers on, and it's just so beautiful and colorful that I was thinking I can try and do the same thing. So my plan is to actually create the cake with an opening with a piece cut out, and we can see the inside layers of the cake. But not just that, I'm gonna try and create also the piece that goes into this opening so that the kids can play with and pretend to cut the piece and eat the piece of the cake. So basically I'm making 2 mini felt replica of cakes in 2 different sizes and shapes. I have felt in, I think, the correct colors. We'll figure it out. I also have some fabric paints that I'm gonna use if I need it. My planning to design a circle on Design Space and cut actually the triangle piece out of it, and then have the machine cut both pieces for top and bottom. And then I'm gonna try and work around the big piece first with the felt, and then try to create 2 more pieces to close the triangle. It's a little bit weird to explain it, but I'm gonna show you step by step. So first of all, let's go and cut our circles. So I'm gonna try and explain step by step as I do it and not get ahead of myself. I cut these 2, I just created a circle on Design Space and then cut out a triangle with a triangle shape, and you can see that it fits perfectly inside. These circles are a bit bigger than what I usually cut. I usually cut 4 inches, and I think that's 4.5 or 4.75, just because this cake has a lot of details inside, and also gonna be, I think, a bit shorter. I'm not sure how much. I cut this piece to go around. It's 4 inches, but I might do 3. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna start by doing the bottom. So basically, I'm gonna go with this around with a blanket stitch, just like that. And I feel like it's too high already when I'm putting it like this. And then I'll do the top. So usually on regular cakes, this is the height I would go, and even a bit higher, even 5. But because this is open and I wanted to do this piece as well, maybe I go lower. I'm not sure. I'll start with the bottom. I'll see kind of how it looks, and maybe I cut a little bit, maybe even 1/2 inch. So we'll start with this around, and maybe also the piece around here when I'll decide the height, and then we'll work on the inside. So I connected the bottom for basically the base that goes around. I have the tops right here of the big piece and the small piece, but I will do it later. First, I want to work on the basically the inside of the cake, just because I think I want to do this in the machine, and it will be easier when this one is open to just sew it in both sides, and then I can add the top and close the bottom here for the piece. So this is what I cut. I try to go with the layer of the cake that is in the pictures. I took into account the stitches, so it's a bit larger, but I'm hoping it will end up being 3.5 inches, which is the height of the cake. If not, I can always trim a little bit of the top or the bottom, or both. But I think it's gonna work out. So I'm gonna go ahead and connect all of those pieces in the machine together, and then I think I will run, I'll fold it and run a stitch on the inside, so it will stand as a triangle to fit in here, and then I'll connect it to the cake, to the both sides of the cake. And the other one, I have two, because one going to be the inside and one is going to be the outside of the piece. So let's do that and see if it works out. So this is the first piece. It's supposed to be like this, and I did trim a little bit the top and the bottom to make it in the same height. So basically it's supposed to go in here, and then, as you can see, the cake will be cut open. I'm gonna go ahead and work on the second piece because I want them to match. So I'm gonna sew in all the pieces of the second piece and then match it at the top and the bottom. And I think I'll connect the side in the machine. I didn't think about the fact that this, if I connect it to here, basically I'll put right side on top of right side and then flip it, right? So I would lose a little bit here of the white, and I didn't account for it. But I think still it's a better option, just because there's a lot of colors here, and if I go with the thread, I'll have to kind of change it, and I feel like it's better to have this clean look. So I'm gonna try on one side after I'll finish the other piece, and then we'll see. So I sew the two sides in the machine as well, also the little piece sides. If I have to do it again, I'll probably do the sides before I connect the bottom. I kind of started with this because I wanted to see how it works and to kind of figure out the height of the cake, because it's the first time. But I think, you know, felt it's a bit stretchy and I can move it around, so I think it would still look good when I'll close it by hand. So what I have to do now is close the bottom and then at the top I will put some adhesive foam inside. I'll cut 2 pieces for here and the little one too, and a piece here, and I will add a cardboard to the bottom to make it flat. Usually I also put cardboard on top because my cakes are usually flat on top as well. This one kind of in the picture have a little dome on top, so I think I'm not gonna put cardboard on top. Maybe I'll put adhesive foam sheet, but maybe nothing, just to let it have like this little dome. So I'm gonna go ahead, start stitching, and I'll show you my progress. So I have my cake base. This is the big piece, and this is the piece that's cut out. It's not sitting perfectly. If I'll do another one, maybe I'll need to take a little bit out of the triangle, so it will fit better, but I feel like it's good enough, and it looks nice. So now I'm ready to work on the topping, but also there's this kind of green whipped cream all around. And let me show you my idea. I cut these little strips of this beautiful green felt, and I thought I'm just gonna kind of position it here, because it does look like diamonds of sorts. So this came out very cute. There's these pieces here that I kind of cut out because in the original picture there's kind of white going over it. Maybe I'll cut a little more, I'm not sure. But for now I'm gonna focus on the top. So starting with a little thing, there are some blackberries and raspberries. I created some before. It's on my Instagram on a pound cake, so those are pretty easy, and I'm gonna start with them. Then we have in the middle, kind of, there's this dragon fruit that's cut as a flower. I think I'm gonna make a shape that I can fill in first, and then add some layers, kind of like petals of flowers around. And then there is these big green pieces that I think the Icing Artist used mango for it and painted it. I don't know what it's supposed to be. I think it looks like the outside of a dragon fruit a little bit. I'm not sure, but I have this green, so I'm gonna cut 3 shapes out of it also that I can fill in a little bit, and then I'm gonna use, I think, some fabric paint to add the pink. I'm actually gonna try and hot glue it, so I took those 2 pieces, they're the same, and I glued them like this, and I think I'm just gonna, because it looks like kind of overlapping, so I'm gonna glue a little bit here and then a little bit here, fill it in, and finish the other piece, and then add another 1 or 2 to kind of overlap even more, and then add the colors. Under the weather today, hence my voice, but I am done with the cake. I need to add a little bit fabric paint, but basically I'm done. But I'm not done with this video. If you watch my other mini cake replica videos, you know that I take an account or an artist that make cakes, and I pick 2 cakes to create a mini replica from felt for. This time, however, I'm doing something a bit different. Since this cake was designed by an AI, I was thinking for the second cake, I can let the AI design another cake for me. So I went on Midjourney, which is what the Icing Artist used as well. And by the time I figured out how to work on it, you needed a subscription to generate picture, and I didn't want to do that. Instead, I went to the Midjourney search engine and looked for other cake designs. I learned from watching the Icing Artist video, and I wrote the word cake and then a fruit after it. Berries were the best. They were the most realistic ones, I guess. Eventually, I landed on raspberries, which generated, I think, the best pictures. And I picked this one. I liked the layers and the blue and the kind of dark but kind of vibrant colors to it. So this is what I'm gonna do. This picture is basically the opposite of the other picture because it's showing us only the slice of cake, but I can work with that and figure out the rest around it. So let's go cut some felt and start on this second cake. I have the pieces cut and ready. Excuse my voice, I'm been a bit under the weather lately. So I have the bottom and top, and this time I cut in Design Space like a sliver
from the big circle, so it doesn't perfectly fit, because when I put the sides, it add a little bit thickness. So I'm hoping this way it would work better, it would fit better when I put them together. I have the drip in the same color of the top. I was kind of debating if to go just like regular chocolate brown, but this kind of like have some reddish in it, and it looks like that in the picture, so I went with that. And then I have the layer of the cake. So I cut it by hand, and obviously it's a bit bigger than it would be after sewing in the machine. I'm aiming for it to be 1/2 inch, and this one 1/2 inch as well. This one 1 inch, and this one 1.5 inches. So together will be 3.5 inches, which is the size of the other cake, and I think it's a good size. For the outside, in the picture you see only the inside, so I will decide what color I want to go there. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna start with this. Then I'll figure out the color, and this time I'm gonna try to connect the inside to the outside before I connect it to the top of bottom, like I did in the first cake. So let's go into the sewing machine and we'll figure out the rest later. So I forgot to record the sewing machine part, but you've seen it on the first one, so I think it's fine. I connected the layers and connected one line in the middle. This one's gonna be the outside of this piece, and this one's gonna be the inside of this piece. Now, like I said, I want to sew the outside of the cake to the inside before I connect top to bottom, because I want to do it in the machine as well. And I was kind of thinking of what color to use, because in the picture you don't see the back of the cake. I was thinking blue first, or maybe a lighter pink, but then I decided to go with this color. I used that for berries before. I think it works out with all this kind of dark theme, and I even think the drip is kind of nice on top of it. So I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna cut it to size, measure around and connect it, and then I'll do top and bottom by hand on both pieces. Now for this drip, I cut a drip for kind of the whole size of the outside of the cake, because that's what I usually do, and I thought I'll do it like I did with the green part of the other cake, just kind of glue it around before I connect the top, and then cut where the piece is cut out. In the picture, however, the drip is going on top of the inside of the cake as well, and I'm wondering if I should do it. It looks good in the picture. It means that I'll have to cut 2 more small pieces of drip, and I only have leftover of this fabric, so I'll have to do it by hand. I don't think I can fit it in the machine, or maybe I would, I don't know. I'm still debating if to do it. I'm gonna connect the outside of the cake first, maybe even sew the bottoms, and then kind of see where I want to go with this strip. So I connected the outside of the cake of the 2 pieces in the machine. I also cut pieces of cardboard to fit the bottom and top, because this time the top is flat, and I managed to cut 2 little pieces of drip for the inside from the leftover I had. I think I'm gonna use it. It looks nice, and it's gonna look like the picture. So now all I have to do is connect the bottom, glue the drip, and connect the top while filling it, and then we'll finish this and go ahead to decorations. So decorations, in the picture there's some blue whipped cream and the raspberries. the whipped cream is not exactly look like what comes out of my flour whipped cream that I'm about to show you how to do right now, but I think it's close enough, so I'm gonna go with that. And the raspberries are raspberries. I'm gonna do a mini tutorial right now and kind of show how I make it, although I have it in other videos as well. So this I cut with the Cricut. It's kind of flower shape, and I just go in the corners. I push it a little bit, pull it a little bit, sorry, and I put something inside to fill it, and then another pull in, and we're gonna tie it at the end, and then run it through the middle into the bottom and push so all the thread will go in, and then I can just cut it. And here the hot glue will go to be on top of the cake, so it will be extra secure. And now for the raspberries, I just cut like a circular shape, and I'll just go around the edge. Again, pull in and put in something inside. I'm gonna secure the edges a little bit. I'm gonna run it inside to the top like this, and then I'm gonna do it again and again to kind of make these lines. If you see, I go back through the bottom. Now you have those lines, but I also want to make lines here because I want it to look like the small little balls on the raspberry. This wasn't a good decision to take it out from here, but it's fine. I'll go from here to here on the first one, and then I'll start pinning it in the middle, and get it out through the lines, like where the lines that I put before, so you see what's happening here. So if I'm putting it here in the line, and I'll take it out from here, for example, so I'm gonna have this piece divided to two little circles, and then here it will be ready to go in here and make this one divided. So both cakes are done and they're super cute. I learned a lot doing this type of cakes. It's the first time I did a cake that can be cut, and now I have a lot of new ideas about creating some different cakes for our playroom. You're probably gonna see it in the next videos, but for now, thank you for watching my videos, and let's go see the finished product.